we got to talk about retaining. That's
Yes.
one of the most difficult things, especially for, millennials and Gen Z. They're not here for 20-year careers. They're going, what's my next thing I can leapfrog into another opportunity or a leadership position? So with all these people leaving their jobs through this great resignation, going, do I want to do this? Should I work remote? Should I move across the country? What does it mean to be that great company where people enjoy coming to work every day, where they're here for the long haul?
Our grandparents and our parents, George, their idea of a career was to choose a company that would hire them and stay with them for 25 or 30 years and retire. And that's just not the marketplace we're in today. It is a different market. We have different people going through college and trade schools and experiences to come get different jobs. And we need to take some time and learn what is it that employees are looking for in a company to have a career. We need to stop and say, who are we as a company? We're not trying to compete with Amazon. We're also not trying to compete with the hopes and dreams of every person out there that may want to work with us. We're not for everyone. We should not want to be for everyone. Who are we as a company, and what are we not only willing to walk away from, but happy to walk away from when a potential employee doesn't line up with who we are as a company and how we get work done and what we value and those types of things. We need to just up our entire game on the interview process. We need to know that when they get here and we're trying to retain them over time, we need to have a culture that they buy into. We need to be really clear about what it is we want them to do while they're here. And we need to reward them and pay them competitively while they're here. The marketplace is more competitive than ever on compensation right now.
Yeah. So there's a lot of factors in there, but you're saying in the interview process, the more clear we are and the more we can get them to buy in and get excited, and then we actually match that experience when they're in the door, they go, oh, this place is really what they said it was going to be.
It sounds like our theme today is clarity, setting the expectations, and then meeting or exceeding those expectations with our team.
Yeah. So in the retaining process, as soon as a team member comes on board here, there's an onboarding process. And that process is pretty crucial. And we have gotten a lot better at that over the years. Tell us about what a successful onboarding process looks like for a new team member.
21 years ago, my onboarding process was here's a phone, a computer, a legal pad, and go get them. Good luck out there. Yeah. And today we have learned so many better ways to do that. Today we have the first part of our onboarding process is a 2-day sort of immersion into our culture, our core values. We meet board members, we meet senior leaders. We talk about what success looks like for that team member, what they should expect in their first 90 days and first year. And they're getting to meet all these people that started our company and run our company. And it also lets that group of people make friends with that immediate group that's coming in, onboarding with them. They also get to spend time with their new team. They get introduced to our company. We do something that I know is very strange here, but we bring new team members up in front of everybody, and we make a big deal out of them. We're screaming and yelling for these people. They're the few that made it through our difficult interview process, and they're coming on board. And then we actually pray for our new team members here because we know that working here is not easy. And it's one of the things we tell them from step one all the way through a job offer is this is a polarizing place. We make a lot of people mad, and we're in the business of helping people. It's really not about us. And so we want to pray for that person and their family that they're going to have a fantastic new experience in their new job.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing that I get to experience. As we see new team members come up, we get to pray for them. And some of my greatest friends here are the ones I started with in the onboarding group. And so it is kind of a special thing. So let's talk about professional growth. That seems to be one of the things that people are looking for when it comes to staying at the same company. Is there a path for growth here? What part of does professional growth play in retaining team members?
It's huge. We also talk to people that leave Ramsey Solutions, and we ask them, what led to your decision to leave? And one of the top things that I hear, and we're just being vulnerable here and transparent, is I didn't have a clear growth track to the next step in my career. And that's very convicting to us when that happens. And so we are right now aggressively making sure that our team members have a growth track. And what is a growth track? This doesn't have to be a sophisticated tool, but it needs to be something that says, hey, there's 3 levels of what you do. There's a junior, a mid, and a senior. Here's what they look like. Here's how they're different from each other. Here's some responsibilities that you'd be able to do in each one of those. Here's how you get from junior to mid to senior. Here's where you are in that process. You're right here, and with 3 more steps and this certification and this experience, you can move to the next one. People want to know where they are, candidly and honestly, and they want to know, how do I get to the next level? How do I level up? What's the clear guided path for my career? And what I've seen is, when you give a person a clear guided path, it can be a 3-year clear guided path, or it can be a 20-year clear guided path. But when you give them a clear path on what it will take, about how long it probably takes, and where they are in the process, you've got a person who's going to give everything they've got to get to that next level.
Yeah. And Dave always says to be unclear is to be unkind. And so the
exactly
more
right.
clarity that team member has, the more they feel like you care about their growth as a person, as a team member. They know where they stand. That's so important to go, I'm in this gray area. I don't know if there's any room for growth at this company.
Right.
I'm going to go jump ship to go be a director somewhere else.
The worst thing you can say to a person during an annual check-in or review is, hey, you've done a great job, without telling them what that is. Just keep doing what you've been doing. I'm happy, you're happy, let's get back to work. That person is going to be looking for a new position within 24 hours if you do that, because what you've just said is, I don't really know what you did this year. I'm not 100% sure what you do all day, but I'm generally happy enough with it, and I'm very busy right now. So if you'll just get back to what you're doing, I can get back to what I'm doing, and maybe we can deal with this some other time. That's what your team member hears. And so when you do the things we talked about, what you're saying is, I know who you are. I know what you do. I know some specific things you've done well, and I know some things you've done that you haven't done well. People want honest, candid feedback, including the critical feedback of what to do better. Sometimes they want that the most. How can I improve? They don't mind that it's difficult and that they're not there yet, but they do want to know, how will I know when I do get there, and how far away am I now?